Hi, it's Steve here, and well, you think I'm going to be talking to you about surfing this weekend and make that a good analogy for why you should come to our open session this week for the San Diego Life Science Roundtable. But no, I'm going to talk about skiing and how that can be a lesson for us. Now, I can't surf in 15-foot waves. I'm sorry, it isn't going to happen. I can't even get out there in those 10-foot waves, but I can show you a lesson that I got this winter over skiing and how it will apply. So these are my old skis. These are 1970s Olin Mark IVs. Top of the line skis back in their day. Man, I could do moguls and I could just ski everything that was out there. I could ski in the trees and squeeze between little trees. Just incredible stuff. Well, back here in December, my daughter was here in town, and she wanted to go skiing. So we decided to go out for a day and a half of skiing. So we headed up north. Got up there and started evening skiing, and I had my trusty old Olins with me, and I'm skiing. And of course, got to practice a little bit, get your ski legs back. So I'm doing the usual thing, start on some easy slopes and work my way up to some intermediate slopes, and I'm pushing in. I'm in there. I'm doing my parallel. My legs are tight. I'm skiing hard and aggressive, and all of a sudden, wham! I'm on the ground. I'm going, whoa! I didn't hit anything. What happened? Why did I fall? But I'm down. Skis are broken loose, and so that's fine. I go to put these skis back on, and I find that as I'm clicking in, getting into the bindings in there, what I find is that I can't get my boot to lock in anymore. So as it turns out, my boot is completely blown out. The bottom's gone and never to be seen again. So interesting thing when you have that happen. You get to walk all the way back down to the bottom of the hill. Is about a mile down. But that's okay. That's what it was. So the next day, to make this a little shorter story here for you, the next day, Beth and I head on back, and of course, now I've got to rent something. So I rent some of those newfangled shaped skis. You've probably seen them, the big bulges curves on them that they have. And I took them out, and everybody's raving about them that's had them. But you know what? I got to tell you, they weren't any better than. Matter of fact, they were worse than my good old standby Olins here. So I'm going, I don't get it. What's with these skis? Everybody thinks they're the best thing that they've ever skied on. So I go, you know what? Let's go and try a snowboarding. Now, I have had one lesson in snowboarding. I have gone snowboarding a couple years ago, and I thought, well, this is a good chance. The snow's fairly soft, so I'll probably fall down a lot, but it won't hurt a lot, right? So I do get a snowboard and start snowboarding down, and here's what I found. I knew how to do the basics, and I could do that. But it was like really tough. I was okay in the beginner slopes, but as I moved up to a little bit harder slopes, I just could not get up. Every time I would just start up and fall back, and start up and fall back, and start up and fall back, and eventually I worked down a little bit, and I find myself in the middle of a slope with up above me letting out, a black diamond. All these people are snowboarding and skiing right by me, and I'm right in the middle of the chute. They're zipping by me and going past me and stuff, and I can't get up, and I'm going, this is crazy. And I finally get through it, and then I try it again, and no, I'm still having trouble. And thing happens is that my daughter shows up, and she comes and she says, Dad, you're never going to be able to snowboard if you don't change how you view things and what you do. She says, first of all, you got to recognize that all these people buzzing by you that are scaring you and think that you think they're knocking you back down. They're not knocking you down. You're afraid to get up and get through them. They're never, ever going to touch you. They're so good at what they're doing that they can be within inches of you and never touch you no matter what you're doing. They see and predict you and they're working around you. So you just ignore them. Well, that's an interesting lesson. Don't be intimidated by what's going on around you. Okay. Then the next thing was, she says the other thing is that you've got to get over your fear of getting up. Because what you're doing is every time you start to stand up, you get afraid, you fall backwards. So you're constantly going down on your rear end. She says what you got to do is you got to get up and fall forward. Fall into the hill, fall into your issue. Because if you do that, what you'll find is you'll start sliding down the hill and you'll be able to get control. So fall forward. So you know what? I found out I could snowboard pretty darn well. All right, so comes January. My wife and I decided to go up. I don't have these skis don't make any sense. So we're going to get rid of these skis because, quite frankly, they're not going to help us anymore. So I rent some more shaped skis. My wife doesn't snowboard, so just know we're going to give the skis a try. Well, Mary decides that she wants to try a little bit of a lesson because she hasn't skied for a few years and she would just feel more comfortable. She's not a long-time skier like I am. So while we're signing her up, they kind of talked me into doing one too. And I'm kind of going, well, all right, why not? So they put me in, just two of us go out and we take this little special lesson. And you know what I found out? Shape skis are the best thing that they've ever invented for skiing. But you got to know how to use them. It's a better tool if you learn the new way of skiing. As a matter of fact, within one lesson, I was turning around trees all the way. I was skiing uphill and downhill and very smooth with very little effort. But it's an entirely different way of skiing. The old power through in the parallel skiing doesn't work on a shape ski. It's a very subtle, very strong way of skiing. And people will ski for years longer, decades longer in their lives because of these skis. So let's get back to what the lesson's all about, this stuff, because there actually are a couple of them here. So we got 3 lessons. First lesson is that you need to examine your skill sets that you have now. So you've got a lot of things happening with your abilities that you've had over the years, but those may not be the same ones that are working today. So spend some time, look at what you know and what you bring to the job. Are you up to date with the knowledge? So look at your old stuff, look at those skill sets you have, and get those examined. The next thing I think is very important is that you need to be aware of what's going on in your fear base. Are you afraid to try some new things? So get over the fear. Just step out. Fall forward into it, because there is all sorts of support structures that will support you if you really trip up, but mostly you will find yourself sailing and flying through a great experience as you learn new things. You know, whether that's if you're in manufacturing, it's learning really good lean manufacturing stuff, right? Okay, you know, Six Sigma is old, but how about lean manufacturing? Okay, and that's getting old even now too. There's new stuff coming on. If you're in marketing, you better be sharp on social media and how that's working, because it's here to stay. So those are things that you know, we didn't learn coming up in our careers, but they're here now. So get sharp on those things and build your expertise in those areas. Don't have the fear. Jump in. You will be safe. You will fall forward, and you will just learn to ski and snowboard like you've never done before. And then finally, I think it's important that you find that you get yourself upgraded. Go find the upgrades that you need now. If that means learning a new software or a new terminology or maybe even a little bit new stuff about an industry, let's get your time out there so that you upgrade your skills. You now have more time to do that than you would on the job. So go take that time, come in, because you can actually be better than someone who's working in the job right now, and then all of a sudden they're going, wow, we just hired somebody who's an expert in this, and we're all working here. We don't have time to learn it, but this guy's just fresh on it. Whether that's going to a school to get more, buying some courses online, just going to the library and getting the most 3 or 4 books so that you're right on top of it. Matter of fact, get yourself a Kindle, and for $10 you can get each of those, you know, a couple of books on your off Amazon, and you're done. I mean, you can read this stuff, and you will be more available for jobs, problems that need to be solved than you would if you hadn't done that, and all of a sudden you're a better candidate. So anyway, a couple lessons. Examine what you've got that's old that may need to be changed out and not used anymore, and throw away what doesn't work. Don't have fear of this. You'll be able to get through it. And then finally, upgrade your current skill sets. So I hope that serves you. I want to again remind you that what we're having this week is an open session at the San Diego Life Science Roundtable. We'll be meeting in our small groups. This is your chance to come in and get your hot, critical questions answered that are whatever sticking points you have right now on your job search. This is your chance to get some feedback on that. It's also your chance to give feedback and share your expertise and your passions that you've already developed, because other people need that help too. And maybe you'll get a good connection, someone else will get a good connection. All that's available at the San Diego Life Science Roundtable this week. So see you on Wednesday morning, 8:30 at Morrison Forrester, as always. And please go out there this great weekend. Go out there and love your family, support your friends, and share your passion, skills, and knowledge with the world. See you then. Bye.